Yo, what up, YouTube? It's your boy Blingo back here with another video. Hope y'all all been living y'all truth. Now, listen, man. Listen. I thought it was the season of giving, and I thought it was a season of joy and all this nice stuff. But it seemed like the podcasters is out here beefing like crazy. Like crazy. MAINO and academics. Now 50 Cent into the chat. Like, I don't know what to tell MAINO. Now, I'll tell him this, all right? MAINO, you was winning. Right? You was winning against academics. But when 50 Cent into the chat, you looking real bad out here. I'm sorry, you're looking bad. You're looking bad out here. You're not looking too good. You know? You're not. And I'm not the biggest 50 Cent fan. But what I will say about 50 Cent is that I did learn a lot of like business stuff from him and like just intelligence, you know. The antics I'm not a fan of. When he just being mean to people, he just coming at people, I'm not a fan of that. And I'm not a fan of his music, respectfully, right? But when it comes to like his interviews and stuff, and he just talking regular, and he just a normal person, and just him being smart, I am a big fan of that. And I will say that MAINO, you might be taking the L on this one, but let's see what Chig's got to say. He got all the details. 50 Cent saying that y'all need to stop spending y'all money on them young boy clothes and start spending it on your rent. Let's see what's going on, y'all.
YouTube, Chigs. Get ready. You know what to do, Chigs.
Look at Chig Smooth.
Hey, Chick Smooth, appreciate all the coverage that you've been doing. I've been watching your shit for a while. I just subscribed to your shit too, bro.
Oh, no, you guys. This is downright evil. He can't keep getting away with this, you guys. How does 50 Cent have so much connection to everybody? The man doesn't even live in New York City anymore. How does he keep doing this every single time? Now, moving forward, this is about to get real interesting, you guys. Y'all remember a couple days ago when 50 Cent called Jim Jones, MAINO, Fab, and also Dave E squatters, and he also called them bums that owed $250K in rent? That was a very specific amount that only somebody that's involved in their business would know how much they actually owed in rent. Now 50 Cent then went on to say that he's working on buying their podcast building and also 50% of their podcast. This was a very bold claim that came out of nowhere. We know 50 Cent has the money to do so, but how the hell does he even know who to contact in order to buy their podcast space and also 50% of their podcast?
Like when he said that, when he said, yo, I'm going to buy it, I'll buy 50%. Like, you can't brush that off. Like, you can't just be like, because you know he really be doing the stuff that he say. So you can't just brush it off and be like, oh, he ain't going to do nothing. He probably might do it. And I know they had to be a little scared.
I mean, maybe he might know the owners of the company that distributes the podcast, but how's he gonna buy the podcast building? That makes no sense. Well, turns out, you guys, plot twist, the fucking landlord has been working with 50 Cent this whole time. And you guys will not believe this. According to the landlord, not only does he own the podcast building, but he owns 50% of their podcast business. Now, yesterday, 50 Cent put out this message saying, yo, so Jim wired the $200K over. Okay, cool. He may turn out to be a good tenant after all. Then he goes on to say a name that alludes to being Jim Jones' landlord. He said, Samuel, if you ever need me to make them pay, just give me a ring. I'm here. Now, people thought...
That's dirty. That's dirty, son. Like, 50 is the kind of person like, yo, you can't even joke around with him because he just gonna take it too far. Like, yo, no, we can't even play with you no more, yo. I'm going home. Like, you just taking it too far. I don't even want to play with you no more. Like, you just took it too far, bro. Like, I'm out. Like, those 50's the type of person that probably got a little bit of friends. Like, he take it too far, bro. I was just joking, bro. I was just joking.
50 Cent was bluffing. People thought he was trolling. Well, this morning, 50 Cent put out a voicemail of Samuel, Jim Jones' landlord that owns the building, and apparently the man owns 50% of their podcast company. Here's what he said.
I want to rent it. And I said, okay, fine. Right? He's been saying this for since October. And so he keeps trying to build it, but he won't sign the lease. He's like, I don't like these terms. I want 6 months of build out. And ridiculous bullshit. We also have a partnership agreement where half of what he's building now, his media belongs to us. But he won't tell us how much he's making and doing all these things.
You see that? You see that? It starts to make sense when it comes to Jim Jones. You see how it's like bad business. It's like, that's like bad business. And a lot of people, artists that were signing him, said he did bad business. That is an example of bad business. How are you going to go 50% with somebody? So that means they own 50% and you own 50%. So both of y'all are owners of this. But you don't want to tell them how much you're making for the podcast. You don't want to tell them. That is like mad crazy. That means you could be making 100,000 and saying that, yo, I only made 50,000. So you could take 25 and then you really take it 70. Like, bruh, you know what I'm saying? Like that's bad business. That's really, really bad business.
So half of the content he's creating, if you want to buy that too, I'll sell you half the company. He's not a business. He's like insane. To me, it's worth very little to nothing. But if it works out for you, I just throw that in as a sweetener. Okay? So what I'm trying to say is he signed a lease with me. Right now he owes, I'm going to say it in a short way, at least $80,000, if not $180,000. The monthly rent on the old lease.
This is actually insane, you guys.
That's crazy, bro. He said I could throw that in as as a sweetener. He taking 50% of your business, and if y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he said, I'm taking 50% of your business, and you giving me 50% is a sweetener for you, Jimmy. That's a sweetener for you. Like, what? What? Sweetener how? How is it a sweetener? I guess he's trying to say, like, all right, since you owe $180,000 on your rent, here, you want to sell me 50% of your business? All right, I'll let you get away with the $180,000 a little bit. I'll give you a little leeway because I own some of this business. Even though the landlord himself said, I think it's worth little to nothing, but I could throw that in as a sweetener. Like, what? That's how much power, bruh. That's a lot of power right there.
You know how much your landlord has to hate you for this to happen? So much so that he's talking to your op about selling your company and also the building that you're recording. That means Jim Jones and his landlord have not been getting along for a very long time for him to get to this point. That's why 50 Cent has been feeling so confident in knowing their business and also threatening to buy it. Their fucking landlord does not even want them in the building anymore. Now, I'm not even sure what kind of business deal that you would make where your landlord owns 50% of your company. If that is actually true, you guys, that to me seems like bad business all around. 50 Cent also sent him a warning. He told him, I don't know why these people start with me. If I wasn't me, I would leave me alone. Get your business together, guys. Now, as far as MAINO and
50 Cent said, yo, they spend too much time trying to be the flyest dudes. They trying to be the flyest people on Instagram. They trying to be the flyest people on social media. They spend all their money on that they can't pay their stuff, pay their rent. They spend all their money on YN clothes that they can't pay. That's messed up, son. 50, you messed up, bro. You messed up.
Jim Jones, these guys do not seem concerned at all. MAINO told TMZ, yo, if 50 Cent wants to buy half the podcast, he has to go through me. I own it.
I have to ask you, you know, I know 50's been saying, he's coming for everybody. Everybody has jokes. He's coming for everyone.
Right.
And he said that he wants to buy into your podcast. Take us through that. Well, and, I'm assuming, that must have been kind of good press for you.
Well, I'm going to say this, man. Beefing with 50 is good business. Numbers is up, podcast is up, engagement is up. Beefing with 50, I wish I would have known this a long time ago. We could go a couple more rounds.
No way.
100%. Yeah.
Were you surprised to see that, or?
I mean, yeah, because it wasn't something that I was normally practicing. You understand what I'm saying? It wasn't about, having an issue with anybody. But since we got a podcast, let's rap about it. It's good for business. But he said he wanted to buy half the podcast. Now, I'm saying if you want to buy half the podcast, I'm the person you need to see about that. I'm the guy you got to see about that.
I mean, do you think he was being like facetious, or was
he say he don't cap? He say he don't cap, so I should be receiving a phone call, right, saying, yo, what's up with this podcast? Because I'm the guy. If you want to buy half the podcast, I mean, listen, I'm the guy.
Right. I mean, we just saw Joe and Jada. We just saw Breakfast Club on Netflix.
What did I just tell you? Beefing with 50, beefing with Curtis is good business.
Oh my goodness. I mean,
that's it.
Even the lady laughing at him. Y'all know how I feel about that. Everybody, my long-time subscribers, y'all know how I feel about that. But we're going to talk about it.
Well, what do you think is next for you guys? Do you plan on having like an actual sit-down with him? Possibly?
I'm not planning nothing in that area. I'm just going by based off of what was said.
Correct.
All right? So if we going by what is said and the brothers is not capping, I'm saying, okay, if you can't buy it from nobody else but over here. Right. So if you saying you making these bold statements,
right,
then my phone should be ringing.
A couple hours ago.
All right. Let's talk about this, y'all. Let's talk about this. Y'all know that I hate when people say, oh, beefing with so-and-so, beefing. Oh, my numbers is up. My numbers is up. Beefing with whoever, my numbers is up, so it's all good. It's all good. But you're getting exposed. You're getting exposed. You care more about the numbers, you're getting exposed. You're going to have numbers. You don't want people to be watching you because they don't like you, and you don't want people to be watching you to laugh at you. You know what I mean? Or to see you lose. You don't really want people to watch you for that. I don't think you want that. I think you should want, like, people to watch you because they like the information that you're giving. You're funny, you're entertaining. That's why you should. You don't want people to be watching you because you're losing. You know what I mean? That's not good, because then they're just going to watch those 2 clips or those 3 episodes of your podcast, and then that's it. They're gonna leave. Just like Academics say, even though I don't agree with a lot of stuff that Academics do, but he was kind of right here. MAINO, he showed like MAINO's post about Academics, how they got mad like shares, got the analytics was good. But when he did anything else after that had nothing to do with Academics, the analytics wasn't that great. So it's like, do you want people to watch you while you're beefing with people, or do you want people to watch you for you? And that's the thing. I hate that argument, because Jim Jones does the same thing. Like, oh, my numbers is up. My numbers is up. Yeah, but you're getting exposed. He got your landlord on the phone and posted it and said, you guys owe 180,000, and then it was really 250 because he said you paid 200, so you still owe 50,000. That's not a good look. That's a terrible look, bro. That's terrible. That means you're losing this battle. Like, that's not good. I don't like to see. I hate that argument, bro. And then you're saying like, oh, he could just call me. Why not buy the whole 100%? Why not buy the whole 100%? Because he's in business with y'all landlord who got the 50%. So he's not going to buy the whole 100. He got 50. 50 basically saying, I'm 50. So I'm going to take 50 and the landlord going to take 50. And then y'all just, I guess that really wouldn't work. He'd have to take 50 of the landlord, but what would they have? They would have like 25, or maybe he's saying, or maybe 50 saying he's gonna take the 50 from the landlord, because the landlord already said, yo, this is not really nothing. This is worth little to nothing to me. So 50 will just do it, even if it's worth little to nothing. 50 would just do it just because he don't like y'all. He just want to own it. So he could probably get the landlord to sell his 50% to 50, and then y'all got to go, like, that'll be petty. That'll be messy. That'll be messy. That'll look real bad for y'all. That'll look real bad. That'll look terrible. But 50 would really do that.
So these guys had a Christmas party at their podcast space. MAINO and Jim Jones had a laugh at 50 Cent calling them squatters.
Capo. We the motherfucking squatters, nigga. Yeah. We out here squatting.
So, very, very interesting development, you guys. If you're the landlord, you gotta know people are looking at you crazy. I'm not even sure as a landlord if it's legal to disclose your tenant's financial information. If I couldn't pay my rent 1 month and my landlord is out here telling my ops about it, I'd be pissed. So if you're Jim Jones and MAINO, What's your next move? You can't really move right now because you're just now starting to get everything together at the studio. So do you now threaten legal action against your landlord? I can only imagine that this is going to add more tension to an already tense situation. You guys get in the comments below.
That is kind of messy though, because the landlord, like, bro, you did tell a business. You did tell a business, but 50 Cent also posted the business. So that is even more messy. You know what I mean? Like, y'all posted private business. That's crazy. But y'all owe $250,000. I read something and it said that the building that they in is probably like what, $25K a month. So if you owe $250, what is that? Isn't that like 10 months? Hold on, I think that's 10 months. That has to be, right? You owe $250, bro. 25 times 10. Yeah, that's 10 months. That means you 10 months behind. 10! You're almost a year behind. Almost a year. Like, that is kind of crazy, though. That is kind of crazy. Unless, maybe 50 AI that. Maybe that's a whole fake conversation. You know what I mean? But it is a little messy that the landlord talked to him like that. But maybe the landlord didn't think he was recording it. But still, either way, you ain't supposed to disclose business like that. But that do look bad, MAINO. That look bad, Jimmy. That look bad. Y'all might have to leave 50 alone here. I don't think y'all could do this one. I don't know. I don't think so, man. I just don't think so. But yo, you guys let me know what y'all think in the comments about 50 versus MAINO, man. Y'all think how do y'all think they look? You think MAINO look good? You think he making videos in yo, they say we squatters. No, it really do look like the squatters though, MAINO. It does. It does look like you squatting. You 10 months behind. It look like that's low key squatting. You know what I mean? That's squatting. Because you not paying, but you got the lights on in there and everything in there. So he can't just probably kick y'all out. You know, that's how it is with houses and stuff. But you probably getting mail there and stuff, so they can't just kick you out. You gotta go to court to get kicked out. So if you 10 months behind, you low key squatting. Just saying. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on TikTok. Follow me on Instagram. ShopValeRoyalClothing.net. Guys, we made it. 500 subscribers. I'm so happy. Thank you so much. I can't believe that I'm actually part of the YouTube partner program. I know it's only 500, but that means so much to me that I can actually start building, you know, off of this love and hip hop. I can't believe that I'm here. Like, I can't believe that I can't believe it, that something that I'm passionate about, that I could talk about all day, literally all day, that I'm actually making somewhat of a living out of. Even though it's just the beginning and we still moving, I just can't believe it, and I want to say thank you guys so much. I'm out to the next video. I'll see y'all later, and remember to live your truth. Don't be lying. Don't be lying like MAINO, acting like he not squatting. He kind of is. I'm out, y'all. Peace.